In this quick video, I'm talking about the 4 million copies sold book, Blue Ocean Strategy. You might have heard Hormozi talk about this, Russell Brunson talk about this, Dan Kennedy, like all of these crazy big marketers talk about the idea of a blue ocean. And so today I'm going to be talking about all the concepts in the book and how to find a blue ocean. What is a blue ocean? What's a red ocean? And what's everything in between? So this is for creators, entrepreneurs, agency owners, consultants, operators, and anyone that's stuck and you feel like you're in a saturated market and you can't stand out. You need a blue ocean. And so the opposite of a blue ocean is a red ocean. A red ocean is a market where everyone competes on the same factors, similar products, features, messaging. It's just price competition, and which is just a spiral down to zero, slow growth, and then companies typically respond by adding more features or increasing marketing spend, cutting prices. And this is a really bad place to be because you don't have anything special, you don't stand out, and you are just competing on price and features, which are expensive and lead you to zero. Think about it like all taxis fighting for prices and same customers. You become a commodity. And so a blue ocean lets you create, basically create a market by changing what buyers care about. So you create new demand, new customer groups, new value, lower cost for you, and higher prices that you can charge. And then there's no direct competitors for years, and it's fast, profitable growth. And so think about it like taxis are over here and they're the red ocean, and then Uber comes along and reconstructs the whole industry around a new value prop and disrupts everything. And then they destroy the market, they take all the market share, and then all the competitors come in, but it's already too late by then. So inside the book, I talk about how 86% of new businesses are launched in a red ocean and create 39% of the profit. And only 14% of new businesses launched are in a blue ocean, but they create a disproportionate amount of the profit, more than 60%. So blue ocean produces more profit with less competition, and all it requires is a little bit of brain power and following these 6 frameworks I'm going to talk about in a second. As an example, Nintendo Wii. Instead of competing in the graphics race, we decided that there is an underserved segment of the market where they can go after, and they can completely rethink and redesign the idea of gaming. It's no longer this console thing where you sit down. It's something where you move around, right? And so they eliminated all the high-end specs. They reduced the hardware costs. They raised accessibility and created a new experience and targeted different people. And so they went after a blue ocean. And of course, competitors came in after that. So the heart of a blue ocean strategy is around value innovation. And it increases buyer value and lowers your costs at the same time. It's really a beautiful marriage of two of the most important things you want to be doing. Most companies believe that they need to choose between differentiation, which is high cost, or low cost and low value. And so a blue ocean breaks this trade-off where you raise the value and you're able to reduce costs. So you eliminate costly features buyers don't care about, you reduce factors that don't matter, and you raise elements buyers value, and you create entirely new benefits competitors never offered. So what value innovation is not, it's not technology invention, it's not brainstorming, it's not creativity for fun, it's not premium pricing, it's not disruption. It's a structured process to change the value cost curve. And so I'll show you what the cost curve looks like over here. But think about the blue ocean mindset is like most people who are stuck in a red ocean mindset think that the industry rules are fixed. Demand is limited and capped, and you compete on purely known factors, and you win by outperforming rivals. and your strategy is about beating competitors instead of creating something brand new in a new category that serves things that are not being currently served. But a blue ocean mindset is a more of a like a reconstructionist mindset. So you believe that industry boundaries can be changed, right? These are the Steve Jobs of the world. He talks about the round peg and the square hole, and like the dreamers and the believers. So those types of people are the blue ocean people, and that's the way they think, that the industry boundaries can be changed. And in fact, I watched a video of a guy called Rory Sutherland today. Rory Sutherland. If you guys don't know who this chap is, you just go and like watch any one of his videos on YouTube. The guy is an absolute genius. And he talks about how every incredible innovation across business, agency, tech, whatever, was almost always a rebellion against the norm. So like an agency wanted to do a campaign, but the client didn't want it, but the agency did it anyway because they thought it was going to be great, and then it became one of the greatest campaigns in the world. And then all these little features inside of like his Nespresso, the machine, was something that the internal team lied about for years because it wasn't profitable, but they knew it was going to be good. And so there's all of this insubordination that leads to these great creations. And so they believe that industry boundaries can be changed, demand can be created, and the competition is not the starting point. In fact, it is the thing to move away from. So innovation is value-led, not tech-led, and strategic moves create new markets. Again, if we come back to the example of taxis versus Uber, taxis competed on cars and drivers. Uber reconstructed the industry around convenience, tracking, and a cashless experience. And like, would you ever get into a taxi? Like, can you imagine living life in a taxi world? Not a life that I'd like to live. So I talked about the value curve here, and the idea around a red ocean is that if you can chart your value curve around your competitor's value curve and it's a similar shape as you can see here, then it's no bueno. It's red ocean. If there is a different shape, then it's a blue ocean. So I don't know, that's like a whole bunch of bollocks, but really what I'm saying is that if you look at premium wines, like this is from the book. So in the US wine industry, both premium and budget wines competed on the same factors like price, aging, quality, etc. And then this product called Yellowtail comes in and completely destroys the norm and creates a new value curve around fun and simple and easy drinking experience. And so you can see that these are mostly the same here. And then this comes in and the value curve is just completely different. Like all of the factors that the other wines don't have, Yellowtail does have, so it looks and feels completely different. And when you plot it out on a graph, you can see that. So with the y-axis being the level of offering or investment, and the x-axis being the factors the industry competes on. Now, the 4 actions frameworks, you're like, okay, cool, Jordan, how do I actually action this stuff? All right, this is it. Eliminate, reduce, raise, and create. So remove factors industry accepts but customers don't care about. So for example, Cirque du Soleil removed animal shows because they found that customers don't really care about them. And then they were able to be incredibly successful. Reduce, so lower costly features customers don't heavily value. Now, budget airlines, you're like, oh yeah, it's nice to get a hot towel and some food, but would I rather pay $80 less or get a bag of nuts? Raise, so increase aspects buyers care about, but industry under-delivers. And so come 10x and offer 10x the value of the thing that people love the most, and then get rid of all the rest of the stuff. Netflix, raise convenience, accessibility, and add new elements industries have never offered, create new demand. So this is easy to say, hard to do, but iPhone created a mobile app system. And so, like, don't get sucked into doing this, all right? Don't get sucked into be like, I'm going to create the marketplace for AI agents. I'm going to create a marketplace for, insert thing here. So you've got this ERRC grid, right? ERRC. Fill it out, and after you analyze your customers and competitors in your value curve, and it forces a disciplined redesign of your offer instead of just adding in random features. So ask yourself what to eliminate, what to reduce, what to raise, and what to create from all of that. Now, how do you find a blue ocean? You have 6 different methods. You can look across alternate industries. So how else do people solve the same problem? So like cinemas solve the same problem as streaming, same problem as gaming, but it's a completely different way that they solve it. Look across different strategic groups. So move between high-end and low-end offerings. Toyota created Lexus by moving up market. Look across buyer groups. So shift focus from users to influencers to buyers. So like pharma targets doctors, not actually patients, because the doctors are the affiliates, essentially. Look across complementary products. So solve issues that happen before or after using the product. iPod and iTunes is a good example. And look across functional and emotional appeal. So Starbucks made coffee emotional. They made it a place where it used to be, it literally is a commodity, but people pay $12 for a coffee and spend $25,000 in lifetime value at Starbucks because they made it emotional. And then finally, look across time. So use trends early to create new value. Netflix anticipated streaming before mainstream did. These paths help you find new spaces instead of improving old ones. And you can think about it like this. This is a tool to find pain points across the full customer experience. So time, money, convenience, risk, fun, simplicity, purchase, delivery, use, supplements, maintenance, and disposal. Like, these are the 6 utility levers, and these are the 6 stages of the buyer experience. And you can see where customers experience frustration, the blue ocean appears. So actually, like, go through this and fill it out. Jot out a chart and actually go through this and be like, how can this kickstart some ideas on how to find a blue ocean for an industry that needs changing? For example, Uber removed the pain in calling, and then in waiting, and then in routing, and then in pricing, and then in payment. It's no wonder it turned into a billion-dollar unicorn. So let's say you found your blue ocean idea. Here's how you validate it, right? Because this is really important. So ask yourself, does it create exceptional buyer value? Is the price accessible for mass adoption? Can we produce it at a profitable cost, and are adoption barriers addressed? If any of the steps fails, the strategy breaks. So it's really important that everything is followed here, because again, we're not trying to spend 20 years building a unicorn that makes no money and you don't make any profit from, right? Now, one of the biggest insights in the book is that most growth lies outside your current market or the perceived market that you think that you have. So it talks about 3 tiers of non-customers. So you've got soon-to-be non-customers. Soon-to-be non-customers occasionally buy but aren't loyal. Win them by simplifying and clarifying value. Tier 2 is refusing non-customers. So avoid your industry because it's confusing or unappealing. So you win them by removing complexity. And Tier 3 is unexplored non-customers. So people who have never even considered your category. You win them by offering new purpose or benefits. If you look at the Nintendo Wii, for example, and you go, okay, how was the new the blue ocean created there? Well, you've got this brand new product that targets families and seniors, and it talks about using gaming to get into good shape. And so if you come over here, you look at like these unexplored non-customers, people who have never even considered purchasing a console because they're not a quote gamer, but they want to get into good shape and they think this could be a fun way. And so families and older people have gotten into Wii. So look for customers that are outside of your buying persona, and then try and fix the product or the service to sell to them. How blue oceans are created. So reconstruct market boundaries. Use the 6 paths that I just talked about to find new possibilities outside industry assumptions. Markets expand when you stop accepting the limits competitors accept. Reach beyond existing demand. So again, go across those 3 different tiers and get the sequence right. It should be value first, price must enable mass adoption, cost must allow profit at that price, and adoption challenges must be solved early. When it's reversed, the strategy collapses. And people support what they help create. Involve them early, explain the reasoning, and set clear boundaries. Hormozi does this quite a lot, where he asks you for your assistance and he makes you feel like part of the process. Section number 6 is strategic alignment around value, profit, and people. So the 3 pillars are value proposition, profit proposition, and people proposition. All of them need to be combined to hold up your product, because a product can be amazing but collapse if the team cannot deliver it consistently, right? And finally, Section 7, renewal, keeping the ocean blue. Because if you have a blue ocean and you go into it and you make a ton of money, people will come in and copy you, and it'll turn into a red ocean very quickly. Every blue ocean eventually attracts imitators. Your curve flattens, the costs rise, and the value becomes common. So you need to continually refresh the strategy canvas, update that ERRC grid, explore new non-customers, and continue to revisit those 6 paths that we talked about here. And so that is how you apply the blue ocean strategy to your business. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you liked the video. That's all I'm asking for you. Just give it a like and subscribe. It costs you absolutely nothing. If you aren't subscribed yet, what are you doing? It is 1:48 in the morning. I've just gotten off back-to-back calls, and I'm still putting out content because I love you guys, and I'm at day, 94 or something of one video every day. And if that's not worth a like and a subscribe, I don't know what is. I will be here tomorrow, same time, same channel, with another video. So make sure you watch that. I will leave a video for you on the screen. Check it out.